is there a place for this business called a restaurant? And then he said, they all said, the other guy phoned us, they all said, of course there will be a place for the restaurant. Okay, so we know your industry and your business will be there in the future. We know, and the reason why we know that is, what do you think is the reason we know that? What would you guys say? Why do we know the industry that is in the biggest problem right now, we know will be there 1 year, 2 year, 5 years from now? Why do you think I can be so certain of that comment?
Because of the past. They've made it through everything else before, so why wouldn't they make it through this?
Okay, but I think there can be a better answer to that, because we are dealing with a certain need. A certain need. Jerry?
All right.
Someone? Tari?
Yes, Johnny. We always would want to have food, so we certain that the industry will be there.
I mean, like, we can't even survive if there's no food, correct? So we know human beings need food, okay? But what else does restaurants give us? It gives us a what? What else do you think they give us? They give us an experience. We are nature. We human beings are nature. They want to go out. They want to communicate. They want to gather. That's what restaurants do. So we know this industry. But what industry, can you think of an industry that if the same guy came to me and said, listen, man, I'm in this industry and you are questioning if it will be in existence. Now, you first have to always ask yourself, will the industry be in business 5 years, 1 year, 6 months from now? Okay? And if the industry is going to be in business, it's like another industry. How many airlines are busy going bankrupt? Airlines. They can't make it. If I had to ask you, do you think travel, airlines will go away in the next 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years? Does anyone believe there will be no more aeroplanes and we will be sitting at home? That never happens. There will be, this industry will survive. So the question I asked him is, the only thing that is going to change, maybe, right, is the owner. Because let me tell you, you own a big franchise restaurant in a town, right? That town will have that franchise restaurant. The question is, will you be in that restaurant? Will you still be running that restaurant? And if you are not, if you give up, if you throw in the towel, then someone else will come and buy that restaurant. Here comes the opportunity where the franchisors are busy working on. So they got all these restaurant owners, and I was looking at an interview on the news with the head of one of these franchises, I think it was Ocean Bosco or whatever, and they were saying, how many businesses of yours has closed down? How many businesses of yours has closed down? And they said there were 2 businesses that closed down in the first lockdown, and we believe that in this next one, there's going to be many more businesses that will close down. Now, there comes this thing that businesses, franchise, want to renovate, want to open new looks, new fields. Do you think if this guy gives up right now, he throws in the towel, he went and he built this business with, let's say he paid 5 million to open this business, right? And he throws the towel in because currently now he said to me, I am down 750,000 Rand. I'm down 750,000 Rand. So he's down 750,000 Rand. He currently owns an asset, maybe that is worth 5 million Rand. He's down 750,000 Rand. And then I asked him, but hang on, how are you down 750,000 Rand? How does that make sense? Well, he said, listen, I have to pay my rent, I have to pay my salaries, I have to pay that. Now, here comes some just numbers in business. Just numbers in business. That becomes now, I said to him, you are blaming the business, for your personal lifestyle. I said, well, he said to me, well, I don't understand, what do you mean? Well, look at it this way. In a business, you have variable costs and you have fixed costs. A variable cost, does anyone know what a variable cost? Let me always get you guys involved. I don't want to go speaking and you guys go home and you say, they don't spoke for the whole 90 minutes, he didn't even give me one opportunity to speak. Okay? What is variable cost? Any of you? Any of you?
It's a cost that changes. It's variable, so it can go up or down depending on if you need it or not.
But there's something else it depends on. It depends on, let's say you sell a steak, right? You got an order of a steak. So the steak now is in the freezer, right? Let's just say that, right? It can be stored there for a time. It only becomes a cost of sale if there becomes a sale. Does that make sense? Yep. It only becomes a cost of sale if there becomes a sale. If no one's ordering the steak stays in the freezer and it can last a bit some time, so therefore it becomes stock and therefore it's an asset. So there's no variable cost there, right? So there is no cost there because it's a variable cost. But if you've got someone who's sitting there, the rent, the landlord is saying, I've charged you 20,000 Rand rent. If you're gonna sell, if you're not gonna sell it, whatever you're gonna do, I want my 20,000 Rand. That's called a fixed cost. Does that make sense? So, first of all, I needed to go and look at the variable costs and I needed to go look at the fixed costs. Okay? Now, I need to go and say, listen, my fixed costs in this restaurant most probably is the rent, salaries to a point, because you can send people, you do have options, although your people are your biggest asset, but you can send them on their leave for now because you don't know if they're going to happen. You can send them on unpaid leave, you can have a discussion with them. But people were not willing to do that. They are rather sit back and they take no action to save their business, and they sit back and they say, I've got salaries to pay. No, go and speak to your people because your people know the situation that you are in. Or go and speak to the landlord, make arrangements with the landlord. Because what you need to do is get this 750,000 very low. You will have a cost. But if this specifically guy didn't owe money going into this, of the 5 million, he didn't owe money. Yari is willing to give up on this business, and now he's 750,000 Rand in because he's paying expenses. His first job is to lower that cost, because if he throws in the towel at 1.5 million, and this is where investors don't understand, there's going to be so much investment opportunity that is coming up, because this guy might go in for 1.5 million at the end, he throws in the towel, but some other guy is going to come and say, listen, you in 1.5 million, I'll give you 2 million Rand. The business is worth 5 million, now it's worth 2 million. Now he's in 1.5. Now I'm picking up this business for 2 million. Now, so a lot of investors are going to get a lot of opportunity in the marketplace because they got to look at the opportunity. Other guys are going to this guy and say, listen, you don't have cash at the moment to get you through that. Give me 40% of your business and I'll give you a loan. I'll give you a loan to carry you through this year. Now, all of a sudden, a guy goes in and gets 40% of a 5 million rand business, and he picked it up for 750,000 rand or R1,000,000. There's so many opportunities here, but the one thing is you can't sit and give up. So innovation now comes back to this. What can I do? What can I do to lower the 750,000 rand to stay in business? What can I do to lower the 750,000? And then sales is the oxygen of business. Sales is the oxygen of business. So what can I do? What can I do to get some sales? And one of you guys was saying it earlier on that now you've got to go and say, how can I do the business to get sales, like takeaways and all that? So I want to read you guys the definition and meaning of innovation can be defined as a process that involves multiple activities to uncover new ways to do things. It should not be confused with the creation, since this can be defined as an act of making, inventing, and producing something. So you have these people. Elon Musk he invents stuff, he creates stuff, all right? Innovation is, how can I find a different way to do this? You know who was brilliant in innovation? It was Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs, he used to get some young people and he used to call them to a room. And this is what we have a room now, okay? So we've got these 10 guys on this call, and if sooner I can get you guys to build up some confidence and to start speaking to each other and start speaking about different ways, there's going to come innovation. You're going to get one idea through these groups, and then you're going to go and multiply that thing in your businesses or in your life. So Steve Jobs used to call young people, and he used to we put them in a boardroom together, and you say, guys, I want you guys to find a way to build this computer or to build this. And why he liked younger guys is because younger guys had less limitations. If you have a young kid and you ask him to do something, he doesn't think of things why he can't. He's not so much in his mind. He will keep on trying ways on how to become successful, right? So innovation is one of the most important things. One of my mentors always say, where is the puck going? That's why I'm saying, let me just understand. Now, what happens? I have another client. He phoned me last night late, and he was saying to me, listen, I owe 12 million rand. I don't know. I'm gonna throw in the towel. I don't know what I'm going to do. So I said, okay, you owe 12 million rand. Now, he is a business that does 5 million rand. He's in retail and he does 5 million a month. He does 5 million turnover a month. He owes 12 million and he's about to throw in the towel. And he's really been fighting. He's really been fighting, and he's done amazing stuff. And the reason he is about to throw in the towel is two things. Two things that most people, why they want to throw in the towel. Does anyone want to guess what those two things are?
Could it be pressure?
Pressure, yes. That's a good one. Anything else? Have you ever, I don't know, this happens to me when I travel somewhere, right? And if I don't know where I'm going, if I'm going to a destination, but I start feeling a bit not so certain about myself, if I don't know how many kilometers is there until this destination. I want to go from here to Margate. I want to know, okay, that's 700 kilometers. It's going to take 7 hours. I want to know which town do I have to go through. So I can actually see where I'm going. Sometimes you're driving in Joburg and you're getting to some area and then you don't know where you are and you're lost. But as soon as you put on the GPS and the GPS says you are 7 minutes from your destination, 4 kilometers away, this is the route, your confidence comes back, your certainty comes back. Has this ever happened to anyone? Happens to me often, right? So I just want that GPS. I want to know what's the direction. Does this make sense? Yes?
Yep.
So when I say yes, does it make sense? You can just put up your hand, put down if you don't want to talk, if you're shy, but it's good to talk. Okay? Just put up your hand, put it down. Got it? I like you guys to participate. Good? Good. Okay. So now the first thing is he doesn't know, how will I ever get out of this? What is the map? What is the strategy on how to get it? And Amy, you're right. Johnny, I'm exhausted. I am just exhausted. And people get exhausted. They don't have the energy to get to success. They don't, health-wise, they deteriorate. They don't have the energy. They don't jump out of bed in the morning. I have this series called Power Up Your Greatness. Power up every single morning. Power up, because all I want to do is, I believe so much in people. All I want them to do is just take a step, take a step, take a step. You will get there. Les Brown, one of my mentors, said, if there's a will, if you are determined, and you know why you need to succeed, if you can just get to that level, how is none of your business at that point? At that point. Because you've got to get out of bed, you've got to be motivated, inspired to go and find the how. But this specific person has been busy with this for 3 years. And what is happening is, why is he getting despondent? When he started, he was 8 million in debt. And then he went and he's now 12 million in debt. The interest is about, I think it's nearly about 100, they're charging him nearly about 120,000 Rand. I could be off a bit on that. Okay, 120,000 Rand, right? A month. His kickbacks that he's meant to be getting for doing business is 600,000 Rand. 600,000 Rand is meant to get a year. So what happens is they don't give him the kickback. They're charging him 120,000 Rand interest. And this debt is going up, not down. Do you see how despondent this picture is for anyone, right? You look at this and you can't see any light. Now, you must, and I'm worried just to say this, I want you guys to understand where I'm coming from when I say this. It's great to be inspired. It's great to keep fighting and keep going forward. But if you don't have a strategy, if you don't have a plan, if the numbers are not telling you how you're going to get out of this problem that you are in, you're just going to go around in circles. You're just going to go around in circles. That's why I believe in numbers, not just because I'm a chartered accountant, but numbers tell you a story on the beliefs you have, the actions you're taking, the decisions you're making, the innovation that you are doing, all these things, the numbers tell you, is it working or is it not working? And I don't really believe in wrong or right. I just believe in things. Does this work for me or does it not work for me? And if it does not work for me, then I need to change. I need to be innovative. I need to change, adapt, and do something different. So, how do you guys think? Let's have some conversation, right? How you have these guys, right? Let's speak a bit of innovation. Let's speak what you guys, or maybe something can come up. You have this situation with this retailer. You have this situation with this restaurant owner, okay? And you have COVID. And we're waiting for Sunday for another family meeting to see what's going to happen. And based on the numbers, can we do a projection? Do you think, where's South Africa going to go in the next 6 months? And based on this situation, maybe you guys got your own challenges, your own business challenges that you guys need to adapt to. What would you guys think? What would you advise?